Welcome back, you guys. I'm so excited that you are still here with me. And I didn't mention in the first segment, but I've been in Mississippi for the last few days, so my accent may have dropped a couple of notches. So if you don't understand what I say, just roll it back and listen again, because I tell people I do speak two languages. They're just English and Southern, and I only speak one fluently. So hang with me with the Southern accent. Now, this is actually the segment that's probably changed my life the most. I'm calling this the optimism, mindset, attitude, part of this intentional self-work and self-care. You're seeing all the things that I do every single morning in my own self-care routine. And I have put a routine in place. Now, I'm not telling you have to do this, but this is what has worked for me. I actually start every day at 5 a.m. I wake up without an alarm. And I spend that quiet time, I call it my hour of power, because I've realized I can't give what I do not have. And so I have to refuel. So it's coffee, it's my journal, it's a book, and it's ways for me to feed my soul. Why is that important? You know, we hear so much about attitude and motivation. And as I said in the first segment, I can't motivate you, but I can inspire you. But I want you to think about this. Everything in your life happens twice. Between your ears and then between your hours. Now pause and think about that for a second. I think we're just on autopilot, but we think about it and then we do it. But so many times we get into these habits and then we never stop and just pause and think. I ask audiences around the world, how many of you drive to work and don't even remember getting there? Because you're on autopilot. But attitude, optimism, what they're proving now about optimism and mindset is it has a powerful effect on your life. They're proven now scientifically, and you can go back and find the research. In the last 20 years, they're calling it the power of positivity and positive psychology. You know, they studied anger and hate and all of those things for years, but only in the last 20 years have they started looking at the people that choose optimism as a strategy. Now look, I said choose optimism. You see, a positive attitude is a choice. It's not an emotion. How many times have you ever heard this? An optimist sees the glass as half full. The pessimist sees the glass as half empty. Well, here's what I'm going to tell you. The glass is refillable. You get to choose every single day what your attitude is. And guess what? It has nothing to do with your circumstances. Here is the real formula for success. C plus C equals R. Circumstances, which so many times we don't have any control over because they change day to day, plus choices equals results. Let me ask you right now, what do you have control over? You have control over your choices. And every single day, you either get to tune to the radio station of positivity or the radio station of negativity, because a positive attitude and a negative attitude, a positive thought and a negative thought cannot reside in the same space. I'm going to give you a little visual. If you want to listen to country here in Nashville, I think it's 98.7 or 98.6, whatever it is. You cannot tune to the country station and expect to hear rap. That doesn't work. So what are you tuning to? How are you fueling your soul on a daily basis? Are you listening to something positive? What's so great about this appreciation platform that you now have in this page is that you have all of these ways to fuel your soul. And now you just have to take the step. You have to take the step to do this on a daily basis. And you can come back and listen to this over and over again. I was in my early 20s when I first started getting a hold of this. I realized I was that negative child my whole life. And I started reading the books. I started reading 10 pages of a good book a day, and we'll talk about that in a minute. 10 pages of a good book a day. I'm going to give you things you can do in 10 minutes. I write in my journal for at least 10 minutes. You know why? I consider it my brain dump. It's like taking out the trash, because it's so easy for us to hang on to the negativity that happened yesterday. But guess what? If you're looking back at all the negativity of yesterday, it's like trying to drive your car with the rear view mirror. What is a rear view mirror for? It's to look back, glance back. The same with your life. Look back, learn. But your windshield is this big. So focus forward. So I was so proud of myself, y'all. I had made this change. I was positive. I finally found a husband, had a baby. My mother was, she'd been praying for so long. She finally got off her knees. I finally got a husband, had a baby. And then this little sweet baby, Nick Thomas, he turned 2 and challenged every single positive belief I ever had. Everything I believe, man, he was challenging me every day. So I would get down in his sweet little face and I would say, "Good morning, Nick Thomas. You can choose to be happy today." He'd go, "I don't want to choose to be happy." And I'd say, "Just so you know, Nick, it's your choice. Let me ask you right now, do you know people that have just chosen not to be happy? Do you know them? And you know that if you enter that space, it's going to be negative? Just know that's their choice." My friends, we choose the weather we bring to the room. Ask yourself, what weather am I bringing to the room? Am I 80 degrees and sunny? Am I cloudy with a chance of rain? Or am I a full-blown hurricane? What are you? What are you? What is your attitude on a daily basis? And how are you changing that? Are you surrounding yourself with people who speak life to you? People who empower you? People who encourage you? Find at least one person. And you know what? I'll be your person. If you don't have a person, I'll be your person. All you need to do is circle back here with me. Now, let me tell you something. When you start to embrace this new way of thinking and this positivity, people may look at you a little funny. Like, "Oh, she's one of the positive ones," or "He's one of the positive ones." And I started teaching Nick after we got over that choose to be happy stuff. Every single day, I would say, "Nick, I believe in you. I'm proud of who you are. Choose your attitude today. Nobody's actions get to determine your reality. Don't let what someone says about you be your reality." Nick and I were at a college here in Nashville. He was about 4. We were picking up a babysitter. And Nick had his head up through the sunroof. I was a shy, insecure child. I raised a fearless child. I went way too far with that. He's so positive, talking to everybody. He's up through my sunroof, yelling at everybody walking down the sidewalk. "Hey, good morning. My name is Nick. Good morning. My name is Nick." And they're so sweet. They're going, "Hey, Nick. Hey, Nick." And all of a sudden, he yells, "Hey, my name is Nick," and there is silence. And I'm like, "Don't make me have to get out of this car if you're not speaking to my baby." And all of a sudden, I look up, I thought, this person must have on headphones. And nope, she was just walking by. And Nick got a little bit louder, screaming, "Hey, my name is Nick." Nothing, 0, nothing. So he's coming through the sunroof. I knew he was going to ask me, what is wrong with me? Why will she not speak to me? My kid came in my car, looked at me and said, "She must speak another language." I loved it. It was not about him. He got it that her choice didn't have to be his reality. As you start to change your attitude, as you start to lean even more toward this positive state of mind, just think about it. Some people may not be speaking your language, and that's okay. Know who you are. Continue your self-care. Build this attitude day to day. You can listen to me in your car. You don't even have to see this video. You can turn your car into a rolling university. There are podcasts. There are YouTube videos. All the types of things that can be your gasoline for your car. So I challenge you every day, make that your intention. I will choose today to step into a positive, powerful, purposeful, winning attitude, and I will ripple that out as I care for others, both in my profession, with my friends, and with my family. And I promise you, when you do that, things will start to change, and you will continue to make that ripple effect. So that's our second segment: attitude, mindset, motivation. Now look, I believe the mother of all skill is repetition. Sometimes we have to hear these things on repeat. So I challenge you, come back here again, listen to this again, and then join me on the next segment, because we're going to talk about language. Language, the words that we choose, how they affect our attitude, and how they affect others. Come on back with me. Let's talk about language.